Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog. We are actually at Akhtuba. For those of you that have done sturgeon fishing, this will likely be a familiar spot. And I'm going to try to get this sturgeon in. If we get our energy back here, I think we're nearly at the end of this fight. I believe this is a Russian sturgeon, although on the rhino beetles currently, yesterday I did catch a beluga. So I thought I would post the end of this fight, though. I think it's going to be a decent one, to be completely honest. As long as it's a sturgeon. Of course, if a beluga, it'll be a tiny one. But if you're like me and have been doing a lot of carp fishing, I was kind of looking for something that would be a good break to kind of mix it up, and coming to Tuba and doing a little bit of sturgeon fishing has actually paid off. I've been able to make a little bit of silver. I don't think it's necessarily, at least for me, it hasn't been like off the chain in terms of the fish activity, but it's been pretty consistent. And I've had some nice long fights with some sturgeon, and again, that one beluga that I caught on stream yesterday. And let me go ahead and get this fish in, hopefully. And I'll show you the setup and the actual spot we're fishing from. Again, if you've done this before, this will be pretty familiar to you. All right, let's get this fella in. Okay, so a nice 30-kilo Russian sturgeon. I think on stream last night, the largest one I caught was a 38-kilo. Y'all correct me if you were there on the stream last night, but I think it was 38. Actually, I should be able to look because it was the largest one I'd ever caught. I just have not done a lot of this sturgeon fishing. And so now that my gear has gotten a little bit better, yeah, 38 last night on the rhino beetle. So again, I think the spot's pretty decent. It's pretty healthy right now where we're fishing at. Let's go back to our other lines, make sure we don't have another fish on. And I'll show you, I guess the important thing real quick, most of you probably know sort of the general idea on these setups for sturgeon. I mean, we are overloading reels. It looks like we might have one on the third line. So this one, you see we've got the Beluga 10,000 on our Kingfisher Sage. And so this is our strongest setup. Just using a regular flat sinker. 4-0 hooks on this one with rhino beetles. And a sturgeon mix. So let me go ahead and get this one back out here, and I will show you the sturgeon mix. And I also want to make sure I give credit to the person who I saw the sturgeon mix from, because that is not my doing. So let's go to ground bait. Let me show you a couple of these real quick. If you want to look at these, you'll want to just pause the video as I highlight them. So here's a good 10 out of 10. This is the sturgeon. I called it Sturgeon Plus because it's very much focused on the targeting the sturgeon with all of these additives and the attractant that we're using. So that's the PVA bag we're using on one. The other one I'm using, and I might be out now, so I can't show you. On the second rod, yeah, it's gone now. I had one, if you all know Rift from the RF4 community, Rift had sent me a sturgeon PVA bag, and this is a long time ago, and I still had a couple of those, and so that's what I had on the second line, but it looks like those were all used up at this point. Okay, so I guess we'll skip the second line. Let's talk about the third line for a second here as we pull in a smaller marker sturgeon. And on this one, I've got night crawlers with 1-0 hooks. We are using a leader on this one. This is the only one I'm using a leader. And the reason why I'm using a leader is because I have been at night sort of changing it up. There seem to be a few eastern bream in this location. And as you can see, I've got the Mayor. This is the weakest of my reels that actually needs to be repaired right now anyway. So given that, I'm using night crawlers, so not quite as premium a bait, and a little smaller hook, 1-0 hooks, and trying to hook into some things other than just the sturgeon. But honestly, we're still getting a lot of sturgeon on this one as well. And then if it's too big, of course, that's going to be a long fight and a pain. So here's the new reel, the Megara which we've used it a good bit. As you can see, it's starting to wear out a little bit. Not only used it here, but of course caught a lot of carp on it. It's just about time to go ahead and repair that friction brake. Maybe at about 9 or 10%, I'll go ahead and jump on that and do the grease as well, just so that the whole thing doesn't take too much damage. But yeah, I've got this one overloaded too. We've got 2 hooks, again, rhino beetles. Back in the day, someone had traded me some rhino beetles for gear, and that was around the time I had taken a break from the game. And so that's one of the reasons why I came to this spot, because I realized that I've got all these rhino beetles and I need to use them, and it looks like they're working right now. They're not always this hot, you might say. So yeah, this is where we are on the map. We're at E6. We're casting a clip of anywhere from around 21 to 22 on up to 25 at the most, but we're just going right into that 8-meter hole. I think I've got the first one that we just caught, that bigger one, on 21 clip, just for info, and look, and the other ones are similar to that. Okay, real quick, let me. Oh, and the spot is 89.96. Let me find this person real quick on Discord, the RF4 Discord, because I do want to give the right person credit. Okay, so the first person that I saw list this specific ingredients for the PVA was Equinox, it looks like is how you would say that. And again, that's on the RF4 Discord. I just didn't want to not give somebody credit for, I just took it right off of his listing that he posted on Discord. And that is, again, that is the PVA ingredients. And so that's what we're using there for PVA. And it seems to be working really well, although I think in general right now, the sturgeon are just fairly active, and the rhino beetles are working. Although, when I first got here, I tried river mussels, and they were working great too. The only reason why I'm using rhino beetles is because that's what I have a good many of. And so that's what I'm doing. Other people have been fishing in this spot. When I was streaming yesterday, there were some other folks that were joining me here, and they were using boilies. Some of the new boilies, like the seafood type boilies, and they were catching sturgeon as well. So if you don't have rhino beetles, don't think you can't come to this spot. I think there's even store-bought baits, such as some of the new boilies. Obviously, night crawlers are working. I think there's a lot of ways you could go here and still catch sturgeon. So anyway, just wanted to share this spot with you. I haven't really done sturgeon spots before. I felt like this was an opportunity to highlight a spot that many of you already know about, and many of you have done a lot more sturgeon fishing than I have. So nothing new here, but if you haven't fished for sturgeon and you have appropriate gear, I would say, to me, to be comfortable doing this, you at least want something, Tagaris or a Megara, and ideally you want 1 or 2 belugas. I mean, not vingas. I don't, that kind of size. I don't know that without the one line with the vinga on it, if I would do this, because you really can hook into some really large fish, and you're going to have to overload line. So you're going to be doing a little bit of damage to your gear, and then also you just need so much power and patience. Some of these fights have been really long fights, which, by the way, I'm going to be stopping this video. If this is a really long fight again that's on here, I'm not going to play the video for the whole fight, because it can get really, really long, and it's not. So apparently you can catch really small fish on these as well. Although this, I'll tell you, with the 4.0 hooks and everything, this has not happened a lot. That's a Persian sturgeon. So that's the first Persian sturgeon I've had come out of this spot. It is a small one, obviously, not even a tagged one. But that's cool. So we've now seen Russian sturgeons, Persian sturgeons, and the big belugas all on rhino beetles, all in the same exact spot. Okay. Listen, I appreciate you watching the video. I'm gonna get back to carp fishing soon. It's almost time for me to start my stream. Feel free to come join me over on Twitch at MDog Gaming. Still loving the new lake, and experimenting with maggot rigs and all the different types of rigs over there, and just trying to catch some nice juicy carp at that beautiful new lake. Hope you'll join me. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.